I grew up like a savage.
1 2 1 2. You now rocking with the No Vultures podcast. You got me, myself, Lord Rab. You got OG Clee on a vacation. He ain't actually not on a vacation. He getting an education. He in college.
He's getting educated.
He gonna be tapping in soon. You got Corn the Barber. You know what I'm saying?
Corn the Barber was happening
at the barbershop as we speak.
Corn the Barber at the barbershop. Social distancing.
Social distancing.
Solo, y'all.
And today we got a very, 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 very special guest. This guy,
legendary Oakland.
A legend in Oakland, man. He's a part of a legendary collective, legendary in hip hop. I mean, when you speak of the ultimate rappers, when you speak of real hip hop heads, you know, you think of this guy, you know what I'm saying? And as far as putting Oakland on the map with that type of style and staying true to the essence of the elements of hip hop, this guy came up through those ranks, you know. I would put him against anybody, you know, because rapping against someone is like the MMA. It's like any given day, you know what I'm saying? So but you got to be of a certain tier MC to do what I'm talking about. I would put this guy against anybody when it comes to
the Tribe Called Quest, any of the
any MCs, any of the Planet Asians. I'm talking about the Wake Up Show, the Funk Flex, you know, I'm talking about the Planet Asians. I'm talking about the fucking Rhyme Fest. I'm talking about the most prolific MCs you could think about. Today we got the rap god Casual on No Vultures.
Casual, what's up, player?
That was a wonderful introduction. Y'all got me over here smiling.
No, because I mean, if you are student of the game like I am, then you know what I'm saying. Because a lot of times, you know, we forget that because it's rap music is that it's art. You know what I mean? Even though it's like what KRS said is edutainment. But it's also art, you know what I mean? And some artists is so serious about their shit that they don't give a fuck about what nobody else got to say. You know what I mean? And that's how I look at you. I look at you like a person that does his shit and his fans and his following follow. He isn't following his following, if you know what I mean.
I appreciate that. Yeah, a lot of people are get caught in that trap at my age in get to following the youngsters and following their followers. You feel me? Instead of trying to be unique and lead their followers.
So I just want to give you the No Vultures disclaimer, man. We are a podcast, and we started this podcast because the way that the media was in the Bay Area, we didn't agree with. Not just the Bay Area, but in hip hop. You know, you'll have a lot of people. Obviously, in the name No Vultures, is we talking about culture vultures. So we talking about people that irresponsibly take on the job as an influencer, right? And then abuse their job. Such as promoting beef against Africans. They not of the culture. They don't have to live it. The people that did have to live it kind of like put us through some tragic shit, like people like Kevin Powell with the Vibe and the things that happened to Pac and Biggie following, because there was no true beef. But if it's in our publications and in our media, it seems as though it's real. You know what I mean? And so now that's become the norm. That's real. You know what I mean? If they print it, it's real. And so we started No Vultures to change the narrative because we wanted to be for the people, by the people. You know what I'm saying? We wanted to be, we don't want to give Casual his flowers when Casual has a friendly battle with somebody that turns personal with a rapper and some shots is thrown, and then we in the middle like, ooh. Now we want to just say this dude a dope MC just because he a dope MC.
I appreciate that. That's good. I hear y'all.
Yeah, so that's what our show is about. So,
right, and also, a lot of these outlets don't give the straight up story. It might be a story printed up or written up about somebody, and we never get the real straight out the horse's mouth. We never get it authentic, straight from the guy. So that's why we got a guy like you on here tonight.
I heard that.
Any questions we have, any old myths or stories we had, let's talk about it.
It's all welcome, my friend. It's all good.
Now, so we know this, of course, but born and raised in Oakland, California?
Yeah, y'all on 85th. I grew up on 88 Deuce. But I was like on Astor, so it's like, you know, when you hit Mac, and then it go Mac, Golf Links. If you're going up the Deuce, 82nd up the hill, it's like 3 blocks up the hill, a street called Astor where I was at.
So
I wasn't really coming outside much because I was in the rap at a very young age, and I always thought I was hella raw and shit. You know what I'm saying?
But you grew up on the hill though.
Yeah, the hill, 8 Deuce.
T Dokes and them.
That's my youngin right there.
Yeah.
So 82nd hill, what's the 82nd hill? That's going up.
That's above Mac.
Above Mac Arthur.
Everything above Mac is the hill.
Okay.
And so how was that life up there? Because, you know, I've been riding up there as of lately, and then I got like folks from Maxwell Park. I got people from different neighborhoods, and I remember at one time this shit was really black, right? So like you grew up there, you grew up in a house?
Yep.
So would you have considered you guys, your family, middle class?
They definitely strive to be, and put on that, you know, made me think we was, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So was it like you know, because, you know, you can leave out of the house, and when you hit Mac, you know what I'm saying? It's a total different ball game, and you know what I'm saying? So like, the masjid was always right there.
It came a little bit later though. I seen that. I was there.
Maybe like 95.
I'm 40 something, so I'm 45 actually. So the masjid came in probably the 90s.
95 maybe, I'm thinking.
But it was before that. There was some other stuff over there. I just remember the penny candy store right there.
The penny candy store.
So that's what used to drive me off the hill down there. You know what I'm saying? And don't get it twisted. Like it's just a few feet, but you know, ain't nobody trying to walk up no hill like that. So that's the only little separation you got is the fact that ain't nobody trying to go up no big ass hill in order to do their dirt. They just do it right there. Yeah. So you got the fact that health was keeping a certain amount of people out your way, but the culture was different. I must admit, but it wasn't. This is the problem we had, was all the dudes from the hill aspired to try to be more from the flats,
right?
And to disown your benefit of the hard work that your parents was trying to do, to just try to mix in with people who wish they had it like you. And I always saying that like, that's hella stupid. I'm going back inside. You know what I'm saying? That's how I used to
Damn. That's a cold perspective, Kaz, because I was gonna ask you, it's almost like when you look at Atlanta, right, and how black it is. I mean, well, Atlanta is crazy as shit now, but I mean, like, you know, at one point, I mean, it just all about black pride, black this, you know, black that, and we had a lot of that, you know what I'm saying? And like, we kind of like ran ourselves off, because just think about a property owner or a homeowner. When you hit Mac, that's only a couple of blocks down, but you live in the hills. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit is like white up there right now. So
it definitely is.
So what was your schools like, elementaries and junior highs? Where did you went to? King?
I went to Howard, and then my mom wouldn't let me go to King. I went to Montera, and then I went to Skyline.
Okay.
And so I had a good experience being able to go to Montera, because that was, you know, I guess my mom from Mississippi. And so I guess busing was something that they knew about giving your child a better opportunity. You know, ship them to the other side of town to go to school or whatever. Montero was a school of choice that my mom got me into. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciated it because, I mean, since the like 7th grade talent show, I walked up in that school and it was not, man, check this out. I was straight from the dudes for real. I was like, man, I'm talking about you could ask any Oakland rappers about that time. I stepped in that thing and cats didn't have the right mentality about the game. So I already, and another thing was I was exposed to white people because it was some white people at my junior high and I never had been exposed to white people before the 7th grade, really, you know what I'm saying? And so when I got to the school, I'm like, what the fuck? This like being out in, like going downtown or some shit.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it ain't just your culture. It's different shit going on. I got to learn. I got to meet good people that I know to this day, you know, just like everybody met in junior high school. And then, but I mean, I really expound on that because a lot of my coming up as an MC just happened just right there, you know what I'm saying? In those middle school days, trying to prime myself. I remember, rest in peace, my brother Ahmad T. He used to take me when I was at Montero up to Skyline to battle MCs at Skyline, you know what I'm saying?
Damn.
And I remember it was some big rappers up there, but I had a little bit of heart. I was kind of fat and shit, so I had some weight on me, you know what I'm saying? And I just used to rock that shit.
Yeah. Is this around the time like, cause is that like the pipeline you go through, like Montero to Skyline? Is that where you like met the other Hiero cats, like, you know?
Not necessarily, because they majority of them didn't get bust out. With some, Dell went to Logan, but everybody lived on the hill. So I lived on Astor, and if you know if you could start going up golf links, you know that next steep ass hill called El Monte.
Yeah.
Is the yeah. Well, A Plus stayed on El Monte right next to me, you know what I'm saying? And then Tajay stayed up the street. We found out Oak lived right down on Nay. You feel me? So really everybody kind of like lived on the hill in those earlier days.
So when you met those guys, was it like a friendly thing initially, or was it like competition?
We met before rap was a thing. Oh, you want to know what's hella crazy? Me and Plea was friends, and when Atari came out, that's how long ago? Like kindergarten, dude. We was trading some cartridges, and then he introduced me to, one of his older friends who had, because he wanted to trade something for Yard's Revenge. We traded asteroids for Yard's Revenge, yo. His older friend was Dell.
Atari 1200.
Yep. This was like, I mean, I was probably the 1st grade, and the next time I seen him was like the 4th grade, because he was on the big kid side. If you know Howard Elementary, or how they used to do it at in the town, they got 2 different sides to the playground.
Mm-hmm.
And so I seen him when I got a little bit older, but I knew Tajay, A Plus, and Dale since kindergarten. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So when you first met them, like, was y'all into hip hop? Like, what was your first? Because I like to ask people, what was the soundtrack to your life? So, like, what was your first experiences with hip hop? Like, what did you hear first?
My first time writing a rap was writing my own version to the real Roxanne. Remember Roxanne?
Yeah.
I wanted to battle in that battle, so that's why I've been a battle rapper since day one.
You wanted to battle. You wanted to battle UTFO or Roxanne?
That's funny because I remembered that rap for hella long in my life. I could have spit it, but I forget it getting a little bit older. And I don't remember who I was going at, whether I was going at Roxanne or whether I was doing that.
That's funny.
This what happened. I stayed in the house. I wrote the rap. Then I went out. I seen my partner walking up the street, and I was like, I'm about to go say this for David Haynes. And I went outside and spit the rap to David, and he swore that I didn't write it. He was like, "You didn't write that. You got that from somebody." I'm like, "What?" My first rap in my whole life. So I said, "Okay, this fool don't believe me. I'm gonna go in the house and write my own." And that's what started me being a rapper. You know what I'm saying?
And that was at how old?
Whenever Roxanne was on, I was probably about 9, 10. You know what I'm saying?
About 9 or 10.
Yeah, about 10, some shit. I was born in 74, so if Roxanne was 85, I think.
Okay.
11, yeah.
And look how you came in the game. You came in the game with the mentality to battle. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you came in on some MC shit.
Yeah, it's cool. You know, and I learned a lot now that, like, I just released the album the other day, Big Head Science, and I'm still on my thing, but I also know that you got to have some material that, I mean, unless you want to be that rapper, but I'm casual, and I got a whole bunch of facets, and so a lot of the things that I learned since that time is like, I wasn't that work wittable for a major label record company anyway. I just didn't really care about all the opportunities that they put in my face, and I really regret that. I mean, I don't regret it like that, but I regret it as like, okay, I had some good ass opportunities and shit that I just, back when they was popping, I was like, they asked me to do all kind of stuff that I turned down, just being stupid. You know
yeah, that's crazy. So,
but that was as a young, older person you turned down the good stuff. Not as a, you're not talking about as a youth, right?
No, I turn down things now, maybe hopefully out of wisdom and good judgment if I have to, if I'm forced to turn something down. But they offered me opportunities in the beginning of my career on Jive Records and stuff that I turned down that I learned that I regret. Like, for instance, they asked me to write for Will Smith. You know what I'm saying? How dumb you gotta be to turn that down?
yeah.
All movies and stuff, and it was like, before he busted out like that, but I still was just stupid.
That's crazy.
You know
so at the time, what was it? Ego?
Oh, it was a lot of it was ego, but more of it, what made me bust out was saying that it was what I was concerned with as an artist at that time. Excuse me, let me just put this out. What I was concerned with as an artist at that time primarily was just showing motherfuckers that I was raw. Like,
Yeah.
I was concerned with that ever since that one time David told me that that wasn't my verse, I guess. You know what I'm saying? And so, and then I still like doing that. That's what I am in hip hop. I like necessarily don't want to be proven that I have skills, but I want to prove that skills matter. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people be trying to act like it don't matter. Yeah, just because you can make money without skills, which is beautiful, that don't mean having skills is a bad thing. You know what I'm saying?
No.
I can outswag a motherfucker with no skills.
Yeah.
But what was we saying?
No, I was gonna ask you for at Skyline, right? Well, wait, let me not go there first. But the soundtrack to your life. So what was the first shit you? So you said Roxanne. What was that first real shit that you knew that Oakland hip hop was different?
Well, I knew it was different.
When you knew that, like, you know, because at that time, like, my first MCs I heard Short early on, right? Of course. But I knew enough to know very young that this wasn't the birthplace of rap. You see what I'm saying? Because of the movies, Crush Groove and Beat Street, everything was based on New York. So I wanted to know, when did you realize that, like, your area where you from and the rappers was different than the people that was, like, you know, from where the birthplace of hip hop was?
That's a good question. I never thought about that until now, and I would say it was when I heard EPMD. It wasn't. I always was listening to town stuff because that's where we was from. You see what I'm saying? But it was when I heard You Got to Chill. I was like, and that was probably like 89, you think? Or 90.
That was about 89.
89.
That was about 89.
Yeah, that's when I was like, oh, okay, hold on. It's cracking somewhere else. Like, you know what I'm saying? I used to listen to them Tila Rocks and Run DMC and everything, but I didn't notice what you guys pointed out, that our rap was kind of different than theirs. Because Too Short was very much like Run DMC, if you noticed that. Like back then, it's just our Run DMC or whatever. But when I heard EPMD, I was like, it's kind of like different levels to this. You feel me?
There's levels to this shit.
EPMD hit home with me too because Eric Sermon was already funky. You know what I'm saying? So kind of like the birth of mob music, if you will, and that formula and that sound was kind of like Eric Sermon. Eric Sermon could easily be a West Coast producer. He could easily be alongside Battle Cat, DJ Quick. You know what I mean? He has that sound with his own unique twist to it, of course. You know?
Yeah, definitely. I think it was that loop he used and the way they were swinging on that loop that I noticed. Like, man, look for more different. I patterned myself after them for that point in my life.
I definitely needed a fisherman hat after that from the mall with the letters put on it. Definitely had to go get me a fisherman hat. And the old people always used to say, you wouldn't look like them D boys.
Oh, okay.
That was a D boy look at the time.
That was a D boy look.
So you did your thing to Roxanne. Now, how did you continue this? How did you continue with the rapping and MCing? You said talent shows at Montera.
Oh yeah, when I came to the Terror, they had talent shows, and I had kind of like quit in the 7th grade, but my people from Grass Valley knew me for rapping. You know what I'm saying? I forgot I left out Grass Valley. I went to Howard and I left. That's how I fell out with. I mean, that's how I lost contact with some high.
You went to Howard?
Yeah, I went to Howard Elementary, but
Howard.
right on the hill by 8 dudes. Then on Fontaine. Then I forgot I went to Grass Valley, so that was the way I got into Montera and to get into Skyline. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But and so I had a friend from, y'all might know him, he was from the town named Herbert Bradley, who went to the school, the Valley, and he knew I was a rapper. But when I got to the Terror, I had writer's block all that summer, and I didn't know how to conquer it, so I just quit. You see what I'm saying? And that's when I was really young. And so, when I got to Montera one day, I was in I came in, it was like the second day I got to the school. I came to the music class, and Herb was like, "What's up, John? You still be rapping?" And I was like, "Nah." And he was like, "Man, he just told me how good I was." Herb. And I told him that later in my career, like, bro, you told me how good I was that day in the 7th grade, and I just start back rapping, bro, ever since that day. You know what I'm saying? And
that's crazy.
Yeah.
So was most of your stuff lean toward battles at first?
Nah, not necessarily. I was trying to be hip and cool and stuff, but yeah, I was rather aggressive. I was kind of big too, and I was kind of confrontational. So it came out a little bit in my music, you know what I'm saying? Like I was talking. Yeah.
But at this time, you are already friends with a lot of the members of Hiero.
Yeah, but we wasn't running like that. We didn't form. So basically, how it happened was just like I can't, because I wasn't even out on the block like everybody. I'd come out the house when I see something cracking, really just because of how protective my mother was. And so I seen Adam and Tajay walking up the hill one day. But at this time, my bars was kind of up. I had been rapping at Montero for a couple years. I killed that 7th, 8th grade talent show or whatever. Then in the 9th grade, I was like, I'm talent. I ain't doing the talent show. I was on the more bigger, better shit. So they was walking up the hill, and I seen them. I'm like, wow, perfect. I'm going outside. And we start rapping. We start battling, basically. And so after the battle, they was like, we're going to introduce you to our partner. And that was Dale. And so when they brought Dale right there on the deuce, we was on Astor, you know, on the corner, and I seen, though, they was coming down the hill because they brought Dale to battle me after we battled. And I seen this fool walking down the hill, and I ain't never going to forget because I got spooked because he had a big-ass Queen Latifah hat on. And he was walking with a Dalmatian. And I was like, oh, fuck. This dude know his shit. Like, I was like, this a real hip-hop dude they went and got. And he walked up, and he was not no punk. He looked at me like, who wants to battle the master? Right there on A Deuce. And I looked at him, I was like, I said, I'll battle you, but you got to give me one more day. And then they looked at each other and was like, all right. And then we just start kicking it. And then this one then I reminisce like, oh, bro, I know you from hell a long time ago, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, they came back the next day. I spit my rap ninth, this is like 8th, 9th grade. And Dale was like, instead of battling, after I spit my verse, Dale was like, we should just go make a crew, like, instead of battling right now.
Oh, okay.
That was his wisdom, because he was older than us. Okay. And that was our first come together. That's how the crew kind of started. We called ourselves the Mad Circle. But Dale rode with the Lynch Mob and had went down to LA to do some writing for Cube, and what's the name? Them jacked him for that name. So go look back in history.
I was just about to ask you, you know, because of course that's where I got introduced to Coolio and Dub C. Yeah. Was Dub C in the Mad Circle. I actually heard Dub C. So you mean to tell me they took the Mad Circle from Dale? Or not took it, but Jack.
That was our true name. I mean, I don't know. That Dale was like, I don't care. I don't think of another name. I don't know how it transpired, but when he came back from LA, he was our leader and we wasn't the Mad Circle no more.
Wow.
So, how did he link up with them in LA?
That's his cousin.
Dale and I.
Okay, that's his cousin.
So at this time,
they won. You know, they cousin.
At this time, is this because that's Ice Cube and Get Your Lazy Butt Off My Couch video, right?
He was there, so yeah, he is in it. Yeah, he was.
That's Ice Cube on the couch, right?
He was. I know he was there. It's probably A+ or me on the couch. I think it was A+ on the couch.
Okay.
Ice Cube was there though.
And so, but this is before Dale even drops.
What is?
When they got the Mad Circle name, this is before Dale, y'all even did anything together as the Mad Circle.
Yeah, that was before that. That was actually, because you got to think about it, Dale was going down to LA to record his album. And at that point, we all Hieroglyphics on that album. Get Your
Lazy Butt Off. He on Jive already?
Pardon me?
He on Jive already?
No, I was on Jive. He was on Electric.
Oh, wait, so is this why y'all in high school?
So this is how that happened. Dale got his deal damn near we all got our deals in like our senior year. But Dale was a year before us. So we came out in 1991, but I graduated in 92. You feel me?
Okay.
Dale came out first with the single a 1-2 and Get Your Lazy Butt. I mean a 1-2 and
Bob Dabalina.
Burnt was on the B side, and we were on Burnt. And so I was walking around the skyline, and I had some wax. I felt really good. I remember this shit.
Yeah. Hey, I've talked to a lot of artists, and you know, I can only imagine what having any kind of record is like in high school. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. You know,
that gotta be big.
I mean, it don't even seem like y'all probably look at it as big a deal as I do, because I come from the flatland schools. You know, a lot of motherfuckers at Skyline was affluent. You know what I'm saying? They ain't give a shit about no, like, okay, well, you niggas rap. You know what I mean? But like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's shit that people parents got shit going on. You know what I'm saying? So like, it ain't that. But I think if I was a rap, I would have been putting it on so motherfucking thick. I don't know what would have happened to me.
If a rapper in high school with an album out?
Yeah, how did that feel for you?
I love putting it on thick, especially when somebody talks some shit. I used to. Man, I came up to Skyline in some limos with my A&R. She was on the phone with Shaq, and this is 1990.
Oh, you put it on super thick.
Yeah, exactly. And I walked all through the.
You rubbed the jelly on thick.
Yeah, and they was like, "Who is that lady?" I'm like, "Oh, this is my A&R." You know, shit. Talking shit. But that ain't my.
Niggas didn't even know what an A&R was back then.
But you know how we is, and that's the town spirit. We let each other talk our shit. If something popping, we celebrate each other in that regard.
Pop your shit.
It ain't used against you. It's like, do your thing then. Talk your shit. Do your thing. Yeah.